Hi Twin Flames Highlight Workers, this is Lisha and I'm here again with another video. Thank you for joining me. This is the Celebrity Twin Flame, High Status Twin Flame Connection series. And we are talking about the signs and synchronicities. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going to jump on into the context of this video. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm so thankful for you being here, for subscribing to my channel, for you liking my videos, for you watching my videos and sharing them with others. So thank you so much. And it's really, like I said, it's healing for me. It's healing for you. It is also giving you guys a glimpse of what's going on with the twin flame journey. So you know how to kind of gauge where you're at on your journey, especially if you're in a celebrity twin flame or high status twin flame connection. And like I told you in the last video, the videos in this series are going to pertain to not only celebrities and high status twin flame connections, but they're going to pertain to anybody in a twin flame connection, because the synchronicities and the signs are ending up being the same. When I wrote them all down, you know, I did this about a while back. It's about a couple weeks back, actually. I wrote down on a notepad, I wrote down the signs and synchronicities that you get on the celebrity twin flame or high status twin flame connection. And I started to notice that they are the same as the twin flame connections. So this will be a great time for any twin flame who's watching to review, you know, and to see how similar your twin flame journey has been, as far as what signs and synchronicities that you have experienced on your journey. And I will try to throw in, you know, details that are going to help clarify more about the celebrity twin flame situation, because there are some differences, but for the most part, you know, all of the signs and synchronicities are pretty much the same across the board for twin flames in any type of situation. And like I was telling you guys, there are so many different types of scenarios as far as how we come together as twin flames. You know, we're different in that we have chosen to come here and live different lives and then meet back up with each other. You know, we are one soul that got split into two different bodies. And so, you know, a lot of people are not really understanding that you are one soul, you know, and this is why you feel your twin flame. You know, your ability to feel them and to know and hear their thoughts is really increased when you're on this journey. And so the reason is because you're spiritually awakened to the fact that you are a spiritual being and that you do have this connection with this person because of the fact that you're one soul. And the more you accept this, the easier it will be to start realizing that what happens on your journey is not by coincidence. This is all a part of a major plan that has been put into place for you, and something that you signed up to do before you came here on earth. Not just you, but your twin flame as well, because you're one. Okay, so learning that as you go is easier for you as far as accepting some of the things that happen on this journey, as to why you have synchronicities, and to why the other person on your journey, your twin flame, might be experiencing some of the same things as you. And you won't be so confused, you know. You'll just start to naturally accept what's going on, you know. So that's one thing I wanted to point out, because I feel like a lot of times we try to look at the details and see, you know, where our twin flame stands on this journey and versus where we stand on this journey. But in reality, this journey is all about your own personal connection with yourself and how much you love yourself and how much you are in tune with the creator, or spirit, or father mama, as I call our creator. Okay, so it's very important for you to develop a relationship with your creator. Get to know your creator, because your creator and your spirit team are going to be the ones that will help you throughout this journey the most, okay? Not anybody else, not a person, not a tarot reader, not a influencer, not anybody that's on this journey. Even, you know, even if they've been on the journey for a while, their situation is still going to be different from yours. I don't care if they're a tarot reader. I don't care if they're, you know, really spiritual, or if you feel like they have the most to offer you in terms of, you know, like a spiritual advisor or whatnot. But in reality, you are the expert at your own journey, because only you and your twin flame know what you signed up to do here. You know your mission. You know everything beforehand. Okay, you picked your parents out. You picked your life out. You picked the way you were going to live your life. You know, it's just, there's so many factors to this that you guys have to really get into, acceptance mode, because once you start realizing that you're on a spiritual journey, you won't start blaming anyone else for your life turning out the way it is. Okay, wherever you are right now on your journey is where you decided to be, because you made the choices that led you here. Okay, you made the choices that led you to your career path. You made the choices that led you to being in your karmic situations. You made the choices that led you to meet your twin flame as well. And so I hope that this gives you guys a little bit more insight as to how you can stop allowing the little things to trigger you on this journey, because in reality, you are the master of your own destiny. Okay, you are the creator of your own destiny, the master of your own fate. You are going to be the one that makes things turn around in this situation if you so choose to do so. And so, only the only person who can actually turn the situation around in this twin flame journey is you. And especially if you're going through a lot of heartache or pain, that's just a key for you to start picking up the healing part of this journey. Okay, when you're in those situations where you are experiencing so much pain, or just so much obsession with your twin flame, or so much that you're going through in your mind, this is not a journey of the mind. This is a journey of the heart and soul. And so when you start to realize that your mind is not always going to be giving you everything that you need on this journey, you're going to have to start trusting in your heart again, and your spirit, okay? And the connection that you have with your creator. And that's what's going to get you through this journey. Nothing mental is going to make it through, okay? This is not about how much you can think your way through it, how much you can sort out and reason. It's not about that at all. It's about your heart, and it's about your spirit, and the ability that you have to really embrace your true self. Your true self has nothing to do with your mind, okay? Your true self is a spiritual part of you that exists in the higher. And this is something that you're able to connect with and tap into as you become more spiritual. And this is what we call ascension. The more you're able to ascend, which is raising your vibration, which is doing the healing work, which is healing your inner child and doing the things that you need to do in order to make your life better and to make it more enjoyable, because you're not meant to live a life of sadness and pain, okay? You are, your what do they call it? Your inheritance is joy and peace and love. All of the fruits of the spirit are the inheritance that you have. And that's coming down straight from the creator. Love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, goodness, self-control, faithfulness, all these things. I just am amazed, because there were so many things in my childhood that kind of saved me a little bit from, the things that I went through in my childhood as far as traumatic experiences. And one of those things was a Fruit of the Spirit little album that was given to me. I don't know if it was by a church member or if my parents got it from someone and they brought it home. But it was a record album, okay, that was about the Fruit of the Spirit, and it's called Music Machine. And I'm going to actually put the link in the description box, because I have been listening to this because I actually found it again as I started my spiritual journey, and it really did, make me emotional when I found it again, because this is something I used to listen to over and over again as a child, even though I was going through some horrible, terrible experiences. This actually made me still believe in God, in the fruit of the Spirit, and in love, in the possibility of being able to have something joyful in my life, something peaceful, something harmonious. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, and so whatever I went through, I held it inside. But when it was things like this little album that I would play on my record player, we had the old school record players, and I would play this album, and it would just give me peace and calm. And it's a children's album, but I still loved it. Even now, I still listen to it. And I plan on, when I have my own kids, I plan on sharing it with them. And it's right here on YouTube. So I'm going to give that link in the description box for you guys to listen to it. It's called The Music Machine. And it's so beautiful. It's just teaching you about the fruit of the Spirit in a very easy to learn way that any child can understand and any person can understand. Okay, so anything like that that you might have from your childhood that you were able to hold on to dearly, that got you through some rough times, this is when you need to go back and find those things, not for the sake of just, uncovering a lot of things that, might be painful, but you will have to do that. But what I'm saying is that a lot of the things that you did that were able to help get you through that pain are things that you're going to be able to use again later in life to help you to understand who you are, because you're not going to be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. This journey is about embracing all of the good inside of you. And so there are good things that happen to you when you're growing up. You got to go in and find those things again. You got to go through all the darkness in order to find the light that you have inside of you. And we all have it, okay? So that's really what I hope that you guys are able to do. And that's the shadow work that you're doing. When you're going through all that darkness in order to find the little shimmers of light, glimmers of hope that you had, when you're going through those times, that is your shadow work. Because there are times that you had moments of joy, moments where you were, tended to by a caregiver or a loved one, or somebody just was very nice to you at a time when you really needed it most. That's going to happen even on your journey now. And when you're in your twin flame journey, you're going to be sent strangers or people in your life, or even you might run into someone on YouTube like me who's here to talk to you about something that you connect with, that resonates with you on your journey and makes you feel 10,000 times better after you watch it or listen to it, because you've been experiencing some of the same things. Okay, so it's always helpful for you to go through and find those things that are making you more uplifted and more positive, and cherish those things and keep them with you. Don't throw everything out, because even though we were programmed when we came here on, and in this existence, when we were born, our parents programmed us to be who they wanted us to be and to learn what they wanted us to learn in life. Unless you were blessed with free spirited or free thinking parents, you did learn a lot of things from your parents. And, most of them were, probably good, but there were some things that you picked up that were not so good. There were things that you witnessed that were not good either for you. And so you're going to have to unlearn all the things that are not serving your highest good, that are not helping you get to your true self, okay? And you're going to have to start trusting your own intuition and your own spirit to lead you to the things that are true and that are best for you, okay, on this journey. And I want to tell you guys, last time in the last video, I talked about the dark night of the soul. And my dark night of the soul was really something. I mean, it was brutal, you guys. Not only did I lose my job, but I was going through hell. I was with a karmic partner for 20 years, okay? And so the first part of this relationship wasn't all bad, okay? So when you're with a karmic partner, that the beginning doesn't seem, bad at all. It actually, you can really be attracted to this person. You can feel like they have a lot to offer you. You can feel really uplifted because of the things that they bring to you, as far as into the relationship. They might help you with your healing a little bit. There are so many things that, a previous relationship can offer you. But after a while, when you're in a karmic relationship, those things start to turn around and become more toxic as time goes on, because they're not meant to stay in your life forever. Karmic relationships are there to teach you lessons, okay? So these people that have come into your life to teach you lessons, you should always be thankful for them, because they are there to show you all the things about yourself that you need to work on in order to get yourself ready for your twin flame, all right? So any previous relationships that you've had or that you might still be in are necessary, because you have actually picked these people out in your Akashic records to be your spirit teachers, or your karmic teachers, because you wanted to learn. You wanted to learn things about yourself in this lifetime that were going to allow you to become better and to be the best version of yourself. And so this is why they're in your life. So you shouldn't be mad at them. You shouldn't hold grudges. You shouldn't be hateful or do anything to hurt them, because they are just doing the program that you guys planned together before you came here, okay? They are just living out that program, okay? Whatever that you decided to do, before you got here, as far as incarnating here on earth with your karmic partners and with your family. Everybody that's involved in your life was planned and orchestrated by you and that, that soul. And so they're soul teachers. They're soul teachers because they're going to be in your life for a reason, and then they're going to be there for a season, and then you're going to need to learn how to let go. Okay, because once things start going and getting shaken up in these relationships, man, let me tell you, it's time to get out of that relationship and to move on. And if you stay there longer than you should, then it's going to be more painful for you. Okay, because they are not meant to teach you how to let go. Okay, you're learning how to let go, and so they're not going to encourage you to leave. And most of them, are not going to want you to leave because there's going to be a lot of things that you're offering them that they don't want to give up. In most cases, I was doing a lot of things for my karmic partner. And so, and he was teaching me a lot of things too, as well. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't just one-sided at first. But over time, I became very unhappy. I was having a really not good relationship with my family as well. So I had, my dark night of the soul included losing the connection with my karmic partner, being very unhappy, unfulfilled. I gained a lot of weight. My relationship with my family was not good at all. There was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of stress. Every time I was, be on the phone with them, I would start arguments, or, I would let things get out of hand, or, it was just, I was not in a position to be able to help anything heal in my life because I hadn't gone through the awakening process. Okay. So this is the dark night of the soul. When you're in that situation, your karmic partner has basically catapulted you into your dark night of the soul. And that's when you end up leaving and then finally breaking free, which you guys need to go check out the Break Free series. I'm telling you, it's really good for the people that are coming out of a karmic situation or trying to learn how they can leave one. Okay. So, so the Break Free series is going to be put in the description box below. But yes, if you're in a position where you're, in your dark night of the soul, or you're struggling with leaving a karmic situation, then you're going to really need to, listen to your heart and do the best thing that you need to do for yourself. Okay, because it's toxic now. It's not helping you. It's not healthy, and the best thing you can do is love yourself and leave that situation. All right. Like I said, my dark night of the soul was really brutal. That was all happening before I met my twin flame or saw him online. And also, like I said, I had lost my job. That was the icing on the cake, really. That kind of caused a lot of the disruption, or actually caused everything to just kind of like fall apart for me. But like I said, I had gained so much weight. I had bad relationship with my family. I had, my finances weren't good. I was, constantly I was doing well at my job, but I was constantly being late to work. And, and that's exactly why I lost my job, because I was being late to work. And so it was something that was very embarrassing for me and totally within my control. But at the time, I wasn't in a mental state of mind to be able to be responsible enough to get to work on time. And it was really silly. I mean, there was the times that I was late, it was by like a few minutes, like literally nothing major that I could have controlled. Obviously, it was totally in my control. But, I was in a situation where I was mentally stressed out, and I wasn't able to really get to work and focus on work as like I should, even though I was doing really well at my job. I was a good employee. I did everything else, top notch. And, it was really, embarrassing, like I said, and also just kind of humiliating to be let go because of that. And so, that's one of my very humbling experiences. But like I told you guys, it catapulted me into a situation where as I became more spiritual, and then I was able to also start making music. Okay. So I wanted to give you guys a little more insight into my dark night of the soul, because it's not just one thing that happened to me. It was an accumulation of really, really tough events, stressful situations. I was fighting with my karmic partner. We got into some really bad fights, and like I said, it was just bad. Okay. So the me getting fired from my job was the last straw for me. It was just like one of those things where I was just like devastated. I was at rock bottom. And that's what I told you. You got to get to rock bottom before you can really, really wake up to who you are as a spiritual being. Okay. And so what happened after that? Well, this is the first sign that you're going to be able to identify with on your twin flame journey. After all that happened, after I lost my job, after I was, in a position where I was very humbled to have to be able to sit, alone with myself for many hours of the day because I had no job anymore. I started to really think about what I wanted out of life, and this is what happens, you really get into a place where you really reevaluate your situation. Now, I was still with my karmic partner, but I knew in my heart, deep in my heart, I wanted something more. I just didn't know quite what it was yet. And so I was still kind of wallowing in that self-pity mode and not really living up to my fullest potential. And so I was hanging on to that karmic situation because it was comfortable. Okay, my karmic partner was, providing another paycheck, was helping me with, my living quarters and everything like that. So I was comfortable. I didn't have to worry about, food or, a roof over my head. I had what I needed, but it wasn't what I needed. Not really. It was just keeping me in a state of sadness and pain and depression. I got so mentally distraught that I had several breakdowns, during that time period as well, mentally. So, it's not healthy to stay in situations like that. And that's what I kept doing. I kept staying in the situation, and Spirit kind of gave me a push and nudged me, to be able to do something better with my life. And that was me picking up music again, because I had been out of it for a long time. I had been singing for a long time. I had been, and actually my karmic partner was influential in getting me out there and putting me out there and helping me to start my music career. But we ended up, having so many disagreements as to what I needed to be doing with my career, and it got out of hand. So I just, gave up on trying to pursue a career in music after a while, and I ended up settling for my, job in retail, which is the one that I ended up getting fired from. But I hadn't been doing music, and I definitely hadn't been writing any music or making music of my own. So I was just singing a lot of standards, which are, songs that other people have written. I was doing jazz, I was doing blues, and I was singing a lot with a lot of different bands around town, you know, um, earlier on in my career. But it was good, but it wasn't, outstanding. It wasn't like something that people were, they were actually telling me that they loved my voice, but there was just something missing, that it factor or that X factor that, people talk about, and so I did have a pretty voice, but I didn't think that, there were going to be a lot of opportunities for me to be seen or heard or discovered. My karmic partner believed in me and believed that I could do it, but there was something that was missing, and that was the motivation and the self inspiration, that was going to lead me to be able to really shine when I was singing. Okay, and so you can be a great singer, but you can be missing something and lack something that causes people to really draw towards you. And that's where I was at. I'm able to actually admit that to myself because I'm not, boastful about my singing, but I do feel as though there were things that I didn't have within me yet, that I needed to be able to grow. And so that's what happened to me. I was able to grow over time and learn how to awaken my spiritual gifts. And this is what was going to allow me to be able to write music of my own and not just sing standards or, cover songs. So this is what got me back into my creativity and started helping me get back on my journey. But the first thing I saw were number signs. So number signs started to appear everywhere for me. Okay. And this was during a time where I was, like I said, I was alone a lot of times, not really having a lot of friends. Once I, got fired from my job, I was, like I said, I didn't really communicate with very many people. And so I was a bit ashamed, as to what happened. But it was actually the perfect time for me to be in hermit mode and to be able to go within and see what type of things I wanted to change about my life. How did I want to change my situation, my living situation, my situation with my family? How is it going to be a better person? And so the first thing that clued me in on something was going on with me awakening spiritually were the number signs. And I started to see the number signs everywhere. I saw 1111 first. That was probably the first most notable sign. 1111. Then I would start to see 1212, okay? And then I would see 111 and then 212 or 222, so, excuse me, and 1010. I saw 1010 a lot. And, I kept seeing more and more as time went on. And I was just like, what are these numbers I keep seeing on clocks, on my phone, on, on card license plates, sometimes on receipts that I would get. These numbers would appear and I'd be like, what is happening? Why do I see this number all the time? And, and another thing was that I would wake up in the middle of the night at 333 or 444 or 555 a lot of times, and so these are my angels are like, yes, we know, we were there. They were the ones that were kind of like waking me up, physically and spiritually through the whole journey. And so when you start seeing number signs, you need to start researching those numbers. You need to Google what they mean, because this is going to help you start to understand what's happening. And that's exactly what I did. I started to Google all these numbers and I started to realize, hey, there's something going on. And, in the spirit world that is just, calling to me, reaching out to me. And even my karmic partner had seen numbers signs in the past as well. And he would always tell me that they were like the devil signs or devil numbers. And so that kind of was already in my head as to what these signs were, that started to make me feel like this was a bad thing, But remember, once you're on this journey, you have to unlearn everything that you were taught, whether it's by karmic partners or by your parents or what you picked up along the way, in your life, because not all of it is true. And certainly when I started to research on my own what these signs and numbers mean, that led me to the point where I believed that this was a sign from, the Most High, from our Creator, from Spirit, showing me that things were changing in my life. Things were shifting, okay? And so I saw it more and more and more, and I still see them even to this day. So that's one of the biggest things on your journey you're going to start to see is number signs, okay? Whether you're in a celebrity twin flame situation or just a regular twin flame situation, you're going to see those number signs. And the second thing you're going to start to see as far as the sign is concerned is that you're going to do something for the first time that you've never done before, okay? Or that you might have gotten away from if you, like I said, if you had a gift or a talent that you knew you had from a long time ago as a child, you're going to want to pick it back up again. You're going to want to start pursuing it again because it's a part of you. It's making you feel good. It helps you to give you life. It's your passion. And so for me, that passion was music, was writing my own music, was recording it, learning how to eventually make my own album and make my own, have a studio in my own home. Okay, so I had to learn how to do all that by myself. And it was actually fun for me. One of the things that I can tell you is that if you have a passion, you can spend hours and hours on that passion and it'll never be tiring for you because it's fun. It's something that you enjoy doing. And definitely music was that for me. Okay, so you do something for the first time that you've never done before, or you start to pick up a gift or a talent that you had before. You just start doing it because, like I said, you go through your dark night of the soul and you start reaching for anything from your past or anything that might make you feel good again. It might make you remember who you truly are in your core, okay? And so now I'm going to tell you guys, as far as when you're in a celebrity twin flame situation or high status twin flame situation, what happens when you're doing something for the first time. So this is a sign for those, and it's kind of a connection. So this is when you kind of like first get a glimpse or contact with your twin flame, okay? So you could either go to a concert, an art show, or go to a new city, or go on a vacation, or visit or move to a foreign country. Okay, these are examples of what you do. Or join a new group, or get a new job when you where you encounter your twin flame for the first time. Okay, so like I said, you might go to end up going to a concert, that you never went to before, You might end up going to an art show, a new city, or going on a vacation in some new place. You visit someplace new, or you move or go to a foreign country, okay? Or you join a new group or get a new job somewhere where you end up encountering your twin flame, okay? And a lot of times people might end up encountering their twin flame online, okay? So this is what happened with me. So in my case, I started picking up music again, but I also, I had a friend that told me, why don't you get on Instagram? Because my karmic partner, once again, was very negative about social media and being on social media. We were so off the grid, so to speak. Not really, but when I say this, I mean, like, I guess it would be like we were so not technologically advanced that we didn't get smartphones until, I didn't get a smartphone until 2016, okay? So when everybody else was having smartphones for like years, my first smartphone I got in 2016, and this is because my karmic partner didn't approve of having smartphones. And so, we were going in on everything together. Like I told you guys, we were living together. We had, we shared our cars. We did everything together. And he did have a computer, but, I didn't have a computer of my own. I didn't have a laptop. I had no technology whatsoever. And so, he was the only one on the computer or laptop. And it was really strange because, like I said, he didn't encourage me ever to get on the computer or have one. I was just basically, discouraged from getting any type of, having any type of connection with technology as far as that goes. And so the only type of things that I would learn technologically were when I had to be at work and I had to be on the computer there. I had to learn all that kind of stuff at my job. And so it was just kind of strange because, this is one of the reasons why I didn't meet my twin flame sooner, because, to be able to have access to the internet and to social media was the reason why I ended up meeting him or seeing his presence on social media. Okay. So a friend of mine told me that I should go on Instagram or, after I got my smartphone in 2016, but this was like 2 years later in 2018, December of 2018, after I had already, by this time, okay, so I lost my job in 2017 and I started doing the music. And so for a period of 1.5 years, I was recording my own music and I was putting it on Spotify and Apple Music. I was super excited because it was original music. And, and I had started it from scratch. I was, like I said, I was singing from my iRig mic that it was on my cell phone. I was recording music on my cell phone at first when I first started uploading music to SoundCloud, which was my first music platform. And I did do that. Actually, I did that first, SoundCloud first, when I got my smartphone. And so I started putting music on there, and it was just a great feeling. It was just super inspirational for me. And so I ended up asking a friend, how do I get my music to actually get heard by more people? And they were like, you should get on Instagram. This is how people do it nowadays. It's not about, going out there and giving people a demo tape anymore. It's about getting on social media and, making little videos and putting them on there. And so I was like, oh, really? Okay, cool. So I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on social media. And Instagram was the first platform that I decided to join, And so I did it. I got on Instagram, and I didn't tell my karmic partner that I had, that I had downloaded the app or anything like that. I just did everything on my own because, for one, like I said, by this time, I had my, my Android phone. It was an Android phone at the time that I had, and I was just enjoying having a little bitty computer in my hands. I was just like, I was doing so much stuff, on this phone. Like I said, I found a way to record all my music on my phone at first, but then I eventually ended up also getting a laptop. So that was the other way and a microphone, a better microphone, like a good quality one. So this was part of my journey. This was part of me growing up in spirit and learning how to do things on my own. I didn't tell my karmic partner about any of this. And so he never knew that I was, instead of, whatever he thought I was doing, I don't know. But when he was at work, because he still had his job, I would go in my car and go into a parking lot somewhere where it was quiet, and I would be on my phone and I record music on my phone. And so when I got onto Instagram in 2018, in December of 2018, that was like a new thing for me. And I was trying to figure out how to make videos. I started learning how to edit my own videos. It was just really cool. And I put the music to it. I learned how to do all that on my own. It was really fun, but I had a lot of free time at the time. So, I was just doing that. And, I was still looking for a job in the meantime. But for some reason, Spirit was just wanting me to take a break. And so for like a good, well, I did end up getting a part-time job, but that was only part-time, and so it was just freelancing for a little while, and so I wasn't really devoting much time to work anymore. So I was basically able to have still a lot of free time to do the music, and so so I was doing that, and when I got on Instagram, I was just like really fascinated with it and how it all works and everything, and so I started to realize that, hey, this is something that is a great way to also connect with people, connect with my fans, connect with people that are interested in music and that might want to collaborate with me. Excuse me. And so I was just enjoying the experience of doing something new on my own and being adventurous. So when you're in a situation where you're, finally starting to pick up things that are fun to you and adventurous, you're raising your vibration. That's first of all and foremost what you're doing. You're raising your vibration. And guess what? You're going to have interaction or connect with your twin flame, because while you're at that concert, or while you're at that art show, or in that foreign country, or in a new group, or have a new job that you start, you're going to meet them because you've started to feel good about yourself and started to love yourself. And that's the first step and towards meeting your twin flame, is you're going to have that higher vibration that's going to attract them in. Okay. And so while I was on Instagram, I was learning what it means to follow people, and to get people on social media interested in my stuff. And so I even had, I had a couple of celebrities actually like some of my posts, some of my music posts, and that was giving me encouragement too. So I was just like, wow, this is so cool. I can even connect with celebrities on here. This is awesome, and, I never did imagine that this was going to happen, that this was going to take place. But I ended up, I remember one day, it was in December, and I was posting videos, and all of a sudden, I might have been scrolling through Instagram and watching some videos on there, and you know how Instagram suggests people for you to follow on the little the little middle bar that they have, or they used to have. They will suggest people for you to follow, and so the person that they suggested ended up being my twin flame. Okay, so Instagram actually had a prompt that said you should follow this person based on your interests and likes. And so I followed that person. And then lo and behold, the next day, I got a message. Okay, so we're going to get into the whole messaging thing and DMs later on. But I want to tell you guys, this started me on my twin flame journey. Just me following my twin flame online. Because for one thing, it was something that I wouldn't have normally done, because I liked this person and I liked their music, but I didn't know much about this person, okay, at all. And so I just did it because Instagram suggested it. Okay, so that was the one thing. But I was wanting to see more about this person, and so I started to read their posts. And I'll tell you guys what, okay, this is this is gonna be one of the funny things that you guys are gonna experience on your journey. This is what you call synchronicity. Okay, so, and it's kind of funny. And then I'm going to end it here because I made this video twice as long as I wanted to make it. But when I started following him, like, it was just like so weird. Like the next day, I told you I got the DM. Okay, but we're going to leave that alone for right now. But whenever I would post something of my own on my own page, it was just so weird. I would post something, and then I got a message, from this person. But then also, I was by this time I had found another job. Okay, so I had gotten another job doing the same line of work in retail cosmetics, and so I was at a new job, and but I would be on my phone a lot, and so because it was very slow at this new job. I'd be on my phone a lot, and I would pick up the phone at random times throughout the day, and my twin flame would post something, and I would actually pick up my phone and open the Instagram app, and their post would pop up, the first one. Okay, now people would say, okay, well, that's normal. People always open their Instagram app, and somebody's on their Instagram app first, the posts. But it was always so weird. He would always pop up first, and it would be like seconds, literally seconds after he had posted something. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, this was so strange to me. And I'd be like, it would happen over and over again. Like, I'm not kidding you. Whenever I'd pick up that phone and open the app, and I would look at what was on there on my feed, his post would pop up, and it'd be literally seconds that he had just posted it. I mean, you could see it on the thing, it was like seconds he had just posted it. And so I was just like, what? How is this happening? And I was just super excited because I was like, well, first of all, I was freaked out. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was freaked out about it. And I was just like, why is all of a sudden, this particular person always on my feed, always on my feed. And at the time when he first posts something, I was the first one to see it, or, one of the first ones to see it. And I would like it because, I would like his post. And, once the message came through the DM, I was like, what? Does this person actually know that I'm following them and paying attention to what I post as well? Because I was starting to think that perhaps he was looking at my post too, because there were certain things about his post that were kind of like synchronistic with mine at times, and there were messages that were coming through that might indicate that, he was, that there was connection there, some kind of connection there. Now, again, this is very general, but as time goes on, I'm going to share with you guys more synchronicities like that will help you understand how much more connected me and my twin flame were. Okay, so those are the first two signs and synchronicities, number signs, and then you're doing something, for the first time that you never did before. You're taking a new chance on doing something that's enjoyable, that raises your vibration, and then you are ended up connecting with your twin flame. Okay. So, and it's so funny, like I told you guys, after years and years of not having my own, phone, or being on, having a computer, or being on social media, all of a sudden, this one particular time, I decided to have a social media presence. I meet my twin flame within the first 2 weeks of having this, Instagram page. Okay. So it's just very, very exciting, and you'll start to learn that these synchronicities are also just kind of like gifts from the angels. They're just signs that you have a connection with this person. And so I'm going to talk more about what that means in the next video. Okay, but I'll leave you guys with this. Once I followed this person who I didn't know at the time. This was my twin flame. Okay, I'm just following this person because I like their music, and I didn't really know much about their music, but I wanted to learn more. So I thought by following them on their page, it was gonna give me an insight more onto their music. And then come to find out, we're posting at the same time. We are on Instagram at the same time, and and they are actually sending me messages, and and I start feeling something. Okay, that was the first thing. I started to feel something going on inside within my heart, and I tell you what, it was no joke. This was threw me for a doozy, because I just started to realize, okay, this is not just your typical connection. Okay, and that's what you start feeling right away. That first connection that is made. Whether you're looking at them in their eyes, whether you see their picture on social media, whether you get a message from them, whether you start to feel their energy coming to you, that is the key that you are in a different kind of connection than any other relationship you've ever been in. Okay, so thank you guys for joining me. I want to leave you guys with that. Marinate on that for a while and see, reminisce on your own situation. If you're a twin flame that has been doing this for a while, think about it. Are these signs and synchronicities the ones that you guys had as well? Leave me a comment. Let me know, so that I can post, or be able to share more with you guys, and that others can see your comment and start to be encouraged. Because I also got a really sweet email today from someone, who's in a situation that's a celebrity twin flame situation, and I just want to thank this person because it just kind of gave me that warm feeling that she gave me several examples of her own synchronicities, and it was just like, wow, I was reminiscing. It was like taking a trip down memory lane to reminisce on how I ended up starting my own connection with my twin flame. And so to see her, and she's still in the very early stages, but to just see her in the situation, it just gave me such a warmth and made me feel for her so much love and give her so much, encouragement and hope for her own journey, because she's struggling a little bit. But we all go through that at the beginning. We all wonder what's going on, and we all try to figure it out. We all try to make sense of this connection. And so we're all here to help each other out. And the more we can communicate and leave comments that are helpful, or leave little tidbits about our own journey that'll help someone else, the more the positive energy that brings to the platform, the better it is for all of us. So thank you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you. Bye.